Alright guys, it is Kieran from Red Devil Weekly and we are back once again after the international break to preview some Premier League football, and it is Manchester United against Brighton. A chance for Manchester United to all but secure our top four status. What a chance for Brighton to claim some very, very important points in their race for survival. It's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a difficult game from a United point of view. As a United fan, I'm a little bit worried, I'm not going to lie, especially with all the circumstances. But we'll get into it and we'll have a bit of a chat. And you guys in the live chat can have your say on whatever rubbish comes out of my mouth. I'm sure you will. Make sure you do leave your thoughts in the live chat and the comment section down below. If you're watching as a video, because I know there's some of you guys out there who watch after we finish. So if you are one of those, thank you very much for doing so. And please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And also subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. We are getting close to 880 subscribers, so anything you guys can do to help us out with that would be absolutely fantastic. A few of you guys have already joined us. Welcome, Adam. Thanks for joining. I apologise, I was a little bit late. I had a few technical difficulties, so I do apologise. But thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Jamie, well, thanks for coming, Jamie. Hope you're doing well. Also, Yank Talking Smack. Make sure you check out Yank Talking Smack. Great stuff on there. And I'm doing good, Connor. I'm doing very, very good. And Rich, of course. And I was on Rich's channel yesterday. Make sure you check out Rich's Brighton preview. Really happy to be a part of it. Really enjoyed it. Make sure you check it out on his channel. So with all that out of the way, we're going to get straight into the preview. And we all start by talking about the opposition. And today's or tomorrow's opposition is Brighton on this Easter Sunday. And I'd probably say that, they pose a decent threat for me. I know it's just because I'm a bit of a warrior, and I am a bit of a warrior, but I don't think this game's going to be that easy. And I know a lot of United fans are going into this game saying, we should get Brighton easy. Brighton's, easy prey. But you know what? If you actually watch their games this season, they haven't been too bad. They have not been too bad. And also the fact that they're down there trying to get points, fighting for their lives, I just feel like it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people expect. That's all I'm saying. I still think we should get the job done, and on paper we should definitely get the job done. But the Premier League's not like that. We've seen some shock results already. Chelsea getting beat 5-2 by West Brom today. It was a brilliant performance from them. That is a massive 3 points. I mean, I don't think they're going to stay up, but I still think it's a massive 3 points for them. And it was good for us, really, because if we beat Brighton, it pretty well secures top four, I reckon. It pretty well secures us in that top four spot. But yeah, Brighton are currently sitting, not I wouldn't say comfortable. I don't think you can really say above the relegation zone is comfortable, but they're more comfortable than their relegation rivals. Currently sitting in 16th place on 32 points. 6 points above Fulham, who are it's not the worst position for them to be in, but this last run of games is not going to be easy for anyone, especially in the Premier League. Things can change. So listen, I think it's going to be difficult. I really do. But anyway, we'll get into a few of the comments. As I says, evening, what a result today, of course, from your Bayern supporting. Team keeps crashing. Last brilliant. Okay. Right. I apologise. I don't know what's going on. Honestly, it's not me. I'm not fiddling with the cable. Look, my hands are in the air. You can see them right here. It's not me. Hey, thanks for joining, Frank, mate. He says you won't be Brian. We'll see. Daz has answered straight back by saying we will beat him. So listen, you can't argue it. You really, really can't. He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. But as I said, on a kind of more on a note on the side of reality, I think we could get beat by Brighton. You know, we could, because as I said, the Premier League is no sunshine and rainbows. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, and you know, Brighton are a team that create quite a few chances. The one thing I would say is that recently they've been putting chances away, but you know, in the past, and probably the reason why they're down there is just because they don't have a competent centre forward, or at least a consistent centre forward. You know, Mopé's not a bad player, but there's just been no consistency up front, and in terms of taking chances, they've been one of the worst. They've been one of the worst this season, and I think that's the main reason why they're down there. Not necessarily because they play bad football, but just because they're not finishing their chances. All that stuff about expected goals, which I just don't understand. But anyway, Connor says Brighton be a team we should beat with a relatively fresh side from us. Yeah, well, listen, obviously we should beat Brighton in the end of the day. If we're serious contenders for top four, we should beat Brighton, but it's never that easy. It really is never that easy. But, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, we're going to lose. I'm not, you know, categorically saying that, you know, Brighton are going to come to Old Trafford and beat us. But at the same time, I don't feel comfortable going into this game, and I can't put my finger on why. Maybe it's because, you know, Brighton obviously are kind of down there wanting to stay up, and they're going to do everything in their power to do that. Of course they are. But our record at Old Trafford as well has been pretty poor this season. It's been pretty all over the place. And we lost to Sheffield United at home, remember. Also drew with Everton in the last minute. We've had some really poor results this season at Old Trafford. So, you know, Brighton are not a bad team. Even though they sit 16th right now, they're not a bad team. They really aren't a bad team. So that's something which does worry me a little bit. That is something that does worry me. Rich is saying he tried to find a Chelsea watch along to say hello, but couldn't find one. Yeah, that is a shame, Rich. That is a shame. See, I remember seeing there was a lot of Chelsea match reactions. I can't think why. But there was a lot of. I remember I was scrolling through. There's a lot of Chelsea match reactions. So you know that's one of those. Let's see. Yeah, keep the comments coming. Keep them coming. By the way, Kobe's joined us as well. Thanks for joining, Kobe. Appreciate it. Appreciate you as always. Frank says we'd be in Europa if we didn't have a donkey sanctuary as our strikers. I agree. Listen, I actually think you play decent football. I actually think Brighton aren't a bad team. But yeah, it's pretty sound. And also, I've just seen Liverpool have gone 2-0 up. So that Arsenal masterclass isn't, you know, needs to hurry up a little bit if it's actually going to happen. Because it doesn't seem like it's coming our way here. But yeah, I mean, as I said, I think there's some United fans that are getting overconfident. But you know, what's new? It's Man United fan base. What's new? Always overconfidence. But yeah. I just think that it's not going to be as easy as we think. I think, you know, we should beat Brighton. We should. But there's no guarantee of it happening. There really is no guarantee. You know, they create a lot of chances in games. But if we defend well, we'll be fine. But that's the problem. That is the problem entirely. If we defend well. And we defended well recently, but our consistency in defence has been shocking. It really has been shocking. Lindelof as well is out, which is a little bit of a blessing in disguise, in my opinion. Bailly will come back in and he's a lot more mobile. So I think our defence will be stronger, but at the same time, you know, we still need to be wary because anything can happen. We've seen it. Anything can happen. Let's see. Jamie's 11 here. It says De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Bailly, Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Greenwood, Fernandes, Rashford, and Cavani. A lot of firepower in that starting 11, Jamie. I have to say, a lot of firepower. And I'd be happy with that. I think Matic obviously being in there is my only kind of worry. But at the same time, if he is going to play Pogba and Fernandes, probably Matic is the guy that's going to slot in for him because, you know, let's be honest. You know, Fred has had a shocker recently, and McTominay doesn't really play that position. Or I don't think as a sole central defensive midfielder he's that great. So I think, you know, for me, Matic would be the guy to come in. But who knows? He could play Fred. We have seen Pogba and Fred before as that double pivot. We've seen it. Adam says, Daz, all I'm saying is that guy delusional, the Brighton fan. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I think I know what you're saying there. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. Well, obviously, we'll see after the final result who's delusional. We'll see. Oh, Matthew's joined us as well. Thanks, Matthew, for joining. He says he really rates Dan Burn. To be fair, I mean, I have a soft spot. I have a soft spot for Dan Burn because he's a similar height to me. But that's pretty well it. He's not brilliant. I'm not going to lie to you. He's not brilliant. He's not exactly a John Terry. You know, he's not exactly a John Terry. Yeah, they did play well today. They came up against a great side. They played to the best of their ability, Daz. They really did. Rich said, "Are West Brom still in the fight?" I was saying they're down. I think I saw somewhere offering 30-1 odds. They stay up. So make of that what you will. Connor says, with Greenwood, Rashford, Bruno and Lindelof, Henderson, De Gea and Wan-Bissaka super fresh, we can outrun them on the counter. Worry is who will be up top with Cavani. Maybe out. Oh, sorry, I didn't read that right. You can tell I got a 7 in English. You can really tell. So we can outrun them on the counter. Worry is who will be up top with Cavani, maybe out, and Martial out again. Yeah, that is obviously the only worry. Martial apparently was doing a bit of training today, a bit of light training. But yeah, I think other than that, I think Cavani's going to start up top. I think it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 because it always seems to be a 4-2-3-1. I think Cavani will start up top if he's fit because Martial I don't think is going to start up top. So yeah, that's my thinking behind it. But again, I'm not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so I'm not wearing the managerial coat. I can't tell you what's going to happen. But for me, I would say that Cavani will start more or less. I think you probably don't put a bet on it. But I reckon he'll start. Adam saying James Garner looks amazing at Forest. He looks decent, to be fair. He's doing well. I actually thought he was at Watford, though. Or am I getting that wrong? Maybe I'm getting that wrong. That shows how much I know. Frank says one banter club and they play near Stretford. Yeah, I'd tell you what, Man City play pretty close to Stretford. I think that's who he's mentioning. But we're a Man United channel here, so... Box has joined us as well. He's given his 11. Thanks for joining, Box. Great to see you as always, mate. He says Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, Shaw, McTominay, Pogba, Bruno, James, Cavani, and Greenwood. As I said, I'm not sure if Cavani's going to be in there. And obviously Lindelof as well has got an injury, so I don't think Lindelof's going to be starting. But apart from that, obviously I actually put Dan James in there, which is a nice little surprise. Dan James starting. I'm not sure I see Dan James starting this one. But apart from that, I'm pretty happy with that lineup. I think most of your choices are pretty spot on. I'm not sure if that's a predicted lineup or a kind of a lineup you'd actually want. So please let us know which one that is. But yeah, keep getting the comments in. Thanks for everyone for joining. Appreciate it. I will be giving you my predicted lineup. And actually, I've got a graphic for that as well. I know I've spent a bit of time on this stream. Can you believe it? I actually have spent a little bit of time creating a little bit of a graphic, or at least going on a website. So, thank me later. Don't worry. Thank me later. But I've actually spent time on this. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. Connor says, Dan James coming off a winner for Wales as well. Feel like United camp is a very happy one right now. I hope so, mate. I hope so. A few United players were scoring on international duty. Donny van der Beek scoring for the Netherlands. We let him out of his cage for 2 games. And hey presto, he was brilliant. So, and then obviously Daniel James scoring. Harry Maguire was scoring. They're all scoring, mate. You're all scoring. But I'm sure it's a happy camp right now. But I think it depends how we finish this season. We are in second place, and Man City are just so much better than we are, even though we beat them a few games ago. They're just ridiculous with the squad they've got. But I think second place, and if we can push for the Europa League, I think if we were to win that Europa League, it'd be a decent season. I think it'd be a decent season, but let me know your thoughts on that. But it should be a happy camp. Matthew says, why did Brian get rid of Matt Ryan? He's better than Sanchez, surely. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. You have to ask a Brighton fan. Oh, well. Speaking of which, Ryan is an Aussie Pickford. So that pretty well sums it up. That's a pretty comprehensive summary there of what Brighton fans think of Matt Ryan. I actually thought he wasn't bad, to be fair. I thought he wasn't bad. But the one thing I would say about him is he was a bit small. He was a bit, he wasn't exactly an imposing figure in the goal. He wasn't exactly a Peter Schmeichel. He was a bit small, but he was able to make those reflex saves. He was a decent keeper for Brighton, in my opinion, but maybe that's why I'm not a Brighton pundit. Well, Dazza agrees with me. There he goes. The great minds think alike. Getting rid of Matty Ryan was a good goalie for them. Was stupid. So there you go. Dazza agrees with me. Dazza agrees. Connors11 says Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Cavani and James. So Lindelof coming in again. As I said, I don't think Lindelof's going to be available. So, yeah. I don't think, yeah, so I know you guys are putting him in your predicted 11s, but listen, this might be a Curb Your Enthusiasm clip when he gets put in the team, but I think Lindelof is injured. I think Lindelof is injured. So, apart from that, again, I'm pretty happy with that. Box says he's giving Rashford a rest. I mean, he has been injured, obviously that's why I didn't go to, injured, and that's why I didn't go to the internationals with England. But I think that was a little bit of Ollie kind of giving him some rest. I think he'll be ready for this game. I think it was a classic, top four manager, kind of asking Southgate, can you not play because he's got a bit of an injury? And then he'll miraculously make a recovery for the first Premier League game after the international break. We've seen it all before. We've seen this record before. I'm sure Rashford's going to start, in my opinion. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not always wrong, but I'm always certain. That's the key. Sometimes wrong, sometimes right, always certain. Red Devil Studio, thanks for joining, G. Appreciate it. Make sure you check out Red Devil Studio. Make sure you check out his match preview as well. Great stuff over there. He says Liverpool winning, so top four is getting tasty. It is. I can almost taste the top four, mate. I can almost taste it. It's so close. But a win in this game is absolutely massive for us, and I think there is a little bit of pressure, not as much pressure as there would have been if, say, Leicester and Chelsea had won their games, but there is a little bit of pressure because this is a big opportunity for us. If we win this game, even though nothing really changes if we don't win it, if we do win it, it's a massive, massive step forward for us, and it's a massive confidence booster for top four because we've got Spurs coming up, we've got Leeds away, we've got some difficult games coming up. So if we can win this game, it'll be massive, absolutely massive. All right, so yeah, I thought I was wrong. So yeah, so Garner's obviously at Nottingham Forest right now. He was at Watford. He was at Watford at the start of the season. That makes sense. Dazza's 11 is David De Gea, Shaw, Fridge by Wan-Bissaka, Matic, McTominay, Bruno, James Greenwood, and Edison Cavani. Yeah, obviously McTominay and Matic in the midfield. That is a pretty slow midfield, to be fair. But I think he'll put Pogba back in. That's my one thinking. I think he will put Pogba back in. Because I just think, Pogba, when he came back against AC Milan, he was brilliant. And even in the Leicester game, even though we lost 3-1, he played a pretty decent game. So I think Pogba will come back in. He's really good form. He's on really good form right now. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Matthew says, I pray Brighton play Connolly. He's so bad. Famous last words. In fact, we'll put that on the screen just to make sure that anything does happen. If he does score, we know who to blame. Ladies and gentlemen. So yeah. Apparently Jamie said he had a lovely curry. I love that. He said he had really simple chips, special fried rice, chicken curry, chicken balls, and sweet and sour sauce. Absolutely lovely. A bit of Chinese from Jamie. And as he said, Victor Lindelof is injured. He is injured, apparently. I didn't actually know that, to be fair. I didn't know Lindelof was injured until I went on Rich's stream yesterday. I didn't actually know he was injured, but, we'll see what happens. I mean, he could still get in the team, because Lindelof, Ollie loves Lindelof. He loves a bit of Lindelof. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets snuck in that team, but I hope not. I hope Baye's playing. I want to see Baye and Maguire. I want to see it because I think that's our best partnership. Simple as that. It's our best partnership. Jamie said Danny Wells better not score tomorrow. He's done it before at Old Trafford, mate. He's done it before at Old Trafford and he might do it again. No, I would not be surprised. He loves a goal against United. So, we need to be careful. So yeah, we will be getting people on. I'll obviously see Adam wanting me to unleash you guys onto the live stream and get people on in the link in the live chat. And I will put the link in the live chat very soon. In fact, I think it's probably time. It's probably time to give my my formation, my predicted team, so you guys can have a look at it. So there it is. There is a predicted team on the screen right now. And actually, I have to credit Rich because I didn't actually know. I didn't know what this site was, and so basically I've managed to track it down, and here it is. So the predicted lineup I've gone for is a 4-2-3-1. I've gone with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Bailly, Shaw. I've gone with Fred, Pogba, Fernandes, and I've gone with Greenwood, Cavani, and Marcus Rashford. Now, I'm going to explain a bit more because I realise I've just stated, say what you see. I'm basically Glenn Hoddle with what I've just said there. But I've gone with David De Gea, and you could go with Henderson because Henderson's been in good form. But I think David De Gea is still number one at this club, and I think he's going to come back into this team. I've got no doubt he will. I had a bit of a change of heart from yesterday, to be fair. I thought Henderson would come in, but actually I think David De Gea is going to come back into this side. Wan-Bissaka, I reckon, will be on the right-hand side as well. That defence really picks itself, especially if Lindelof is injured. Then that defence pretty well picks itself. I've gone with Fred, Fernandes, and Pogba. I've gone with Pogba and Fred just because, he could play Matic there. He could. But I've gone with Fred just because, again, he's one of Ollie's favourites. And, maybe in this game he won't be so bad, especially against a team which probably won't press him as much. And then you've got Fernandes and Pogba in there, two creative-minded players. Hopefully we'll be able to break down Brighton, who, are pretty solid defensively, this season. I think they've only scored conceded a few more goals than we have this season. So they've been pretty solid defensively all through this season. So we need that firepower up front. And that's why I've kind of gone with 5 forward-thinking players in Pogba, Fernandes, Greenwood, Cavani and Rashford. So Cavani for me has to start if he's fit. If he's not fully fit, I want to start someone else in that position. Whether you put Greenwood in there and then bring in Dan James, I would much rather a fully fit player up front than a half-fit Edison Cavani. So that's why I've gone with Cavani and then Rashford on the left hand side. Now, if Rashford isn't fit, then we might have to change it around. We might have to put, maybe someone like Dan James on the right-hand side. Maybe put someone like Greenwood on the left. Who knows? But we'll have to change it up a little bit if Rashford it turns out not to be fit. But that's obviously a debate to be had. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not Man United's fitness coach. So that's what I've gone with. That is what I've gone with. But let me know your thoughts on that in the live chat if you haven't already. But yeah, some people getting their thoughts in on my drivel, absolute drivel. Box says he start Van der Beek or McTominay over Magic and Fred. Matic and Fred, sorry, yeah. To be fair, Van der Beek's a shout, but just in terms of a prediction, if you predict Van der Beek's going to start under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you are a brave man. You are a brave man or person. Because he just never does. He just never does. And this season has just been a pretty... I do feel sorry for him because I think he's better than what he is. He's better than, sitting on the bench week in, week out. He is. But I just don't see Ollie starting him. I really don't. And McTominay, that is a shout, to be fair. I can see McTominay. But, yeah, again, I don't see Van der Beek. I really don't. So, yeah, keep getting your thoughts in on that lineup. I'll be giving my score prediction, and then we will have people live on the channel, as we usually do. Box says Simon has replaced De Gea as not Spain number 1. We need to make the big call too. That is a big call from you, Box. It's a big call. So you're thinking David De Gea is shouldn't be number 1 anymore. That is a big call. I'm not gonna lie. That is a divisive comment. But I like it. I like it though. I like it. For me, I still think David De Gea is number 1. I still think he is. But Henderson is making great strides. He's doing well. And I think he should be England's number 1. I think Dean Henderson should be number 1. And I know there's a little bit of Man United bias in there, but I think he should. It's a difficult decision right now, especially on the form Henderson is, over whether De Gea or Henderson should start. But for me, I've got to go with De Gea right now, especially because he's number 1. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, Jamie said he's going with a 2-1 win. Won't be easy. Brighton are well organised. I mean, to be fair, we have seen, even in the past when we played Brighton, that it has been difficult. You know, it has been, especially at Old Trafford. They're not pushovers. They really aren't. And, you know, even though we've got a decent record against them, it's never been an easy game. I've never really sat there in a game against Brighton and thought, you know what, this is a walk in the park, because it isn't. Because they're a decent side. They're not a bad side. I think they get underestimated a few times. Just talk to Arsenal. You know, talk about underestimating teams. Yeah, that was Owen's hand in the background there, just showing everyone. Matthew, the basically, yeah, Matthew's comment for everyone to see there. Box says he loves De Gea, but United need to make a bold change going forward. I wish De Gea was here in glorious times like Schmeichel and Van der Sar, but for me, Henderson should take over. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you're not. I don't think you're alone in that. You're not alone in that. But at the same time, you know, for me, I still think De Gea is number one. I still think he's number one. I still think that, you know, he's the guy that Ollie thinks is number one as well, and I think that's the most important thing. Ollie thinks David De Gea is the best keeper at the club. Therefore, in all my predicted 11s, I'm going to put David De Gea unless we're playing in the Europa League. But Henderson looks very good, and I'm sure he'll have a decent future at United if he keeps playing like that. But right now, I think David De Gea is still number one for me. Rich says, I put Van der Beek in last night, but I had to take him out because he never gets in the team. Exactly, it's that thing, you know, even though I feel like there's been multiple opportunities for him to get into this team, he never seems to really, you know, be put in by Ollie. He never seems to. So, you know, it's a bit sad for him. It is a bit sad for him. But you know what? He will get his opportunity, and he just needs to really shine when he gets it. Because I'm not sure really you can say that when Van der Beek has played, he's really shined or he's really stood out. I know it's a bit harsh, but I don't actually see, you know, many times where Van der Beek has kind of stood out like that. So again, that's something that he needs to work on a little bit. But at the same time, when he doesn't really have, you know, when he doesn't really have that much game time, it's difficult for him to come straight back into the team and just be, you know, just be amazing. So yeah. But anyway, I'm going to give my score prediction. I'm going to give my score prediction now, and then once I give my score prediction, we will open the floor. I know, dangerous, but we'll open the floor, see what you guys are saying for a little while. So, my score prediction going into this game, I think I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Manchester United. I know it's pretty boring prediction. It's kind of fence-sitting when you say 2-1, but I'm going to go with that because it's a very difficult game to predict. It's not going to be easy because Brighton have a decent side, and yes, on paper we should beat Brighton pretty comfortably, but the Premier League never works out like that. It really never works out like that. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to United. I think we'll just about get through it because I think Brighton will come to play. They will come to play, and you know, if they really press us and they do it well and they defend well, it could be a long afternoon. It really could. But I think we'll get the job done and we'll get the 3 points. And that's all that matters. If we get the 3 points, that's all that matters, especially in this stage of the season. So 2-1 win to United. Bruno penalty, I reckon. Bruno penalty, just for good measure. Just for good measure. G goes with a 2-0 win, Red Hill Studio. Yeah, I think that's around what I think. That's around what I think as well. That's a pretty safe bet. And so, yeah, you guys have been getting your predictions in. Rich said 2-1 as well. Box is going a bit more confident of 4-1. Cavani, James and Greenwood. And Leroy Leah. Oh, what a throwback that is. What a legend he is, Leroy Leah. What a legend. Absolute legend. So, yeah, 2 from Cavani, James and Greenwood. So, yeah, I think 4-1 is a very interesting and optimistic prediction. I like it. You're optimistic. I just think, you know, Brighton is going to be... It's not going to be that easy. That's all I'm saying. But you know what? Let's open the floor to people if they want to come in. If any of you guys want to come in and have your say, please do feel free to do so. We will be. I'm not sure how much longer we'll be live for. Probably for the next kind of 20 or so minutes. So we won't be live for too much longer. But if you want to have your say, please do get involved. Yeah, please do get involved. Let's see. Just a few comments before we get everyone involved. Rich says Chelsea would have loved a 2-1 win today. Yeah, they would have done exactly. You know, it's all about the 3 points. It doesn't matter, you know, how well you play or, you know, what you do. It's just about getting the 3 points in the end of the day. Connor says it'll be 3-0 Cavani, James and Pogba. To be fair, keeping a clean sheet against Brighton is not going to be easy because I think they picked up their scoring form recently because before, I think before the Southampton game, they just weren't scoring. They weren't scoring when they needed to be, but now they seem to have picked up a little bit of form. So generally, I'm feeling a little bit worried. I think we'll beat them, but I'm feeling a little bit worried about their goal threat. But hey, listen, you know, we'll see. But anyway, we'll get you guys on, the usual suspects, and see what you guys are saying. So we've got Dazra on and we've got Adam Talk Sport. As I say, if you guys want to join in, please do feel free to do so. We'll be live probably for the next 20 or so minutes. But thanks to guys for joining.
Who's trying to call you?
Always good to have you on. Oh, sorry, Daz, you go.
Yeah. Who's trying to call you on Skype? Who's trying to call you on Skype?
Oh, sorry, no, that was just a different. That was just I don't know who was trying to call me actually, but yeah, I just heard my Skype going off actually, so yeah, I had to kind of decline that one because we're live. You guys come first when I'm live. You guys come first, of course. Anything for the fans, they can wait. But anyway, we'll start with you, Dazza, on this one. Going into this game, obviously you're never one to underestimate a team, and do you think, you know, within the United fan base of what you've seen, that some United fans are underestimating Brian?
I've always said before, you know this for a fact because I always say it every time. Teams like Brighton you cannot underestimate, and in the past they've had, you know, they've had decent results. They beat us twice at the Amex, don't forget, and at Old Trafford it's a completely different story because we always tend to get the better of them with the quality that we have. Won't be easy this one because, you know, this time we're not really playing for. We haven't really got much to play for. They've got a lot more to play for. They've got their Premier League status still in the balance at the minute, you know, between Newcastle, West Brom, etc. And obviously after today's result for West Brom, they'll feel the pressure. They'll be wanting to get at least a point. So I think they'll come and try and just be defensive and trying to nick a point. But hopefully, you know, we can break them down. You know, teams like these, we always tend to struggle to break down, especially those who just play very defensive, a bit like Sheffield United were when they beat us at Old Trafford. So, you know, they're a strong team, don't get me wrong. But if Trossard doesn't start, then I don't see them doing that well because I think it's their most, probably their most creative player, the player that's going to cause more problems for us. Pogba, I forgot Pogba was actually in the squad, so I would have put him. But did he show you the message I sent?
yeah, he did. Yeah. Listen, I'm hoping.
That's his comment noted.
You know, exactly. Yeah, listen, I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite us, but if it does come back to bite us, it won't be me that's biting. It'll be somebody else, and that's a good thing. But I'll come to you, Adam, on this one. I'll come to you, Adam. I'll ask you the same question. Do you think that some United fans are underestimating Brian? And also, just a follow-up question to that. How do you see the game going? Do you think that Brighton will be, you know, pressing us like crazy, or do you think they'll sit back a little bit?
I can't underestimate any team after that Sheffield result. When it comes to Brighton, they're probably going to be defensive, you know, because that's what most teams do to Man United. One player that I'm going to be keeping an eye on is Bissouma, because you all know I've been high saying we should go for Bissouma, and yeah, I don't want him to outclass us, obviously, but you never know. With Brighton, though, honestly, we don't have much to play for. I mean, I don't want to say yet, but top four, I think, with Chelsea and Leicester losing, I don't think we can really. If we slip out of top four, Ole should be sacked as soon as the whistle ends, because it would arguably be just, yeah. So I'm expecting a win because, you know, it's Brighton, and But let's see what happens. With my lineup, I'm going to Hare in goal, Wan-Bissaka at right back, Maguire and Baye centre back, Shaw left back, probably Pogba and then the Brazilian Jemba in midfield, Bruno Fernandes obviously, and then
Obviously.
I'm going with a surprise one, Amad Diallo. I
You reckon
know.
Diallo's going to start?
That's just me being optimistic. But,
I mean, I'd love to see him start, but I'm not sure if it's a bit too early for him. I'm not sure. It's a difficult one.
I don't get when they say, oh, we have to bed players in. Like, surely them playing would help them. Because, who cares if he flops his first game? It's his first game. We at least will know that he's what we can improve with him. Also, God damn it, Arsenal, you can't even do one thing.
Hey, are we surprised? Are we surprised? No, we're not surprised. By the way, Sirant Minocha, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Always good to see. Always good to see you in a live chat. Always good to see you in a live chat.
Opinion, I would rotate a bit because
good to see Arsenal getting done.
AFTV and chill tonight then. But hold on a minute, not chill.
When you say you rotate, is that not underestimating Brighton a little bit? Is that not underestimating them?
I'm not underestimating Brighton. I'm just saying I think Granada's more important than this game because Granada, there's a trophy on the line. With Brighton, we're not going to win the Premier League because City too far ahead. So I feel like not rotate the whole squad, but at least give I don't know, maybe play some plays because be honest, if we lose, would you rather win v Brighton and then lose against Granada on Thursday, or win against Brighton and hold up, no, I've just said that, and win against Granada and then lose to Brighton on Sunday? Considering with Granada, there's a trophy on the line.
I mean, I feel like I'd probably rather. I'd rather beat Granada over 2 legs, but I'm not sure if you're talking about actually just that first leg, or if you mean because
altogether.
I think we need to make sure top 4 secure first before we go on a bit of a Europa League run. Because,
yes, of course.
Because there's no guarantee we win that Europa League. There really is no guarantee we win that because there's some decent teams left in it. So we need to secure our Champions League spot for next season. And I think the league is always your bread and butter, in my opinion. So
also, can we just take a minute to laugh at Chelsea?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's always good. It's always good. I mean, I don't need to take a minute. I've been doing it all day. I would do it all day. So I'm all. I mean, it never gets old. Trust me, it never gets old. But I've been doing it all day.
Chelsea was so bad that the Pakistan team probably could have won against them.
Oh, steady
and they're
on.
worse than San Marino.
Yeah, but they weren't great today. But it's a great result for us.
Response. Oh yeah, brilliant. I just say in response to what he said, I'd rather have Grant Hanley than Basuna to start off with. He has a point with regards to rotating the squad because, Granada's a probably more important game because there's a European trophy on the line. Yes, but that's over 2 legs, so we can probably afford to make 1 or 2 slip-ups in the first leg because we're away from home, as long as we get that away goal, which is the important thing. It's mainly, I think, the home tie in this. It's the second leg. Hang on, it's the second leg that's probably the most important. So, I can see where he's come from, but I think at the same time, a lot of the opposition fans might think we're underestimating them. So, I agree. I agree with both of your points. But if I'm being truthfully, we've still got top four top 4 is still in the balance. So I wouldn't take any risks at the minute by rotating.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
If you got an out-and-out squad that works for you, then just play that. I would drop Fred because he's a load of balls, to be honest with you. So as long as Fred doesn't play, I'm happy because he must have made more passes for Leicester
then who would you rather play
in
then?
that other game. Just don't play like we did against Leicester. A San Marino midfielder, mate.
Listen, Fred has not been in good form recently. There's definitely truth to that. That Leicester game, as I said, was probably the worst. The
Debate could be good.
Yeah,
Hold
Van der
on.
Beek, to be fair.
By the way, I don't owe Jamie anything just because he betted that I'd come on.
Yeah, it wasn't in writing. It wasn't in writing. Don't worry.
I've got
don't worry.
50p, take it or leave it.
Box says Dallo or Williams for right back cover. Only really centre back wise we wouldn't have strengthened. Obviously, as well, that was a response to one of his other comments saying maybe we could attempt Neves or Jimenez, probably 40 or 50 million buys rather than 100 million. I'm not sure if we'd get them. I'm not sure if we'd be able to tempt them away, but at the same time, I think they'd be decent purchases. They would.
Nah.
Really? You don't think you don't want Jimenez or what's the other one?
Oh no, I was thinking about something else.
Oh, sorry. All right. But in terms of the game tomorrow, obviously we talked a little bit about who we'd start already. We talked about Brighton there, but in terms of the way we go about this game, obviously the onus is on us to be the attacking force in the game. Do you think Ole will go a bit more attacking? Obviously, we've seen the McFred unit being trolled about like nobody's business under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, even in games where we are playing a bit of a low block. Do you think he might go back to that again, or do you think he would have learnt his lessons from last time and he will play a much more attacking lineup? I'll start with you,
He should
Adam.
play much more. He should play much more attacking lineup because I'm sorry, I don't want a penalty after full time for us to win against Brighton. I want us to come out there saying, hey, we won at least 2 or 3-1, What really... He definitely does need to be attacking. He needs to play Pogba and Fernandes, Hopefully Bruno, plays well because he's had a bit of a rest with Portugal and...
He's been off form.
Yeah,
even when he's off form, he gets a goal and an assist, though.
Well, I don't know. By the way, I've joined on my phone now because it kept kicking me off StreamYard on my iPad, pain in the backside. So
technology, technology.
You have a desktop?
No, I'm on my iPad. What do you think I'm on? So I'm on my phone.
No worries. No worries. Go on, Adam.
By the way, I heard a rumor about butter, but I wasn't going to spread it.
Oh God, they don't get any better.
There's more chance. Do you mean?
There's more chance of
there's more chance of fish getting battered by people at a fish shop than bloody Fred going to Brighton.
Well, there you go. That's
there's
pretty likely, I reckon.
There's more chance of...
Yeah, well, there's more chance of a San Marino player signing for United.
There's more chance of Bruno not being called Fernandes.
That's true. But yeah, listen, Fred's been in bad form. He has been in bad form. But to be fair, I have to be fair to him. In terms of since probably the end of last year, he's been our most improved player in terms of, I think a lot of people were kind of done with him towards the start of 2020. I think people thought he wasn't that great, but he played some very important roles in performances in last season. And even this season, he's been all right. But I think overall, he's not been too bad. It's just recently, he's been absolutely abysmal recently. But I'm not sure if that's something in his head and in his mind, or that's just because he's been found out. But he's just not. He hasn't been good recently, not at all.
Nah. One thing that we need to do is, I would honestly do it. I don't care. I know it's attacking. Pogba, Donny Bruno midfield. I said it. Yep, I want an attacking midfield because people judge saying, "Oh, it would be too attacking," but how can we judge when we haven't even seen them all play together yet?
That's true. We've seen it maybe once or twice before, but I think I just think in terms of prediction, I just don't see Ollie going for that.
Ollie's probably going to roll with bloody McTominay off Fed. So he's going to roll with the Brazilian Jemba Jemba or the Scottish Alexander Button or whatever, Nicky Button or whatever it's called.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can just see it. So that's the reason why I haven't put him in. But to be fair, I wouldn't mind it at all. I really wouldn't mind it. But I want to come to you, Daz, on this one. Up top, because we have had a few injuries up top in our front three. Who would you go with as the front three?
Probably our strongest one, which is Rashford, Cavani, and James. Even though people will say Mason Greenwood, personally, I think James is obviously a lot quicker and is probably more accurate with the occasional shots that he has. So for me, Rashford, James, and Cavani. We can't have Martial up top. He's just
he's injured.
Good because he's awful. That's all I've got to say because he's terrible. But I think I'd play better up top. I think. I mean that's definitely saying something, isn't it? Really, but
to be fair,
it's the truth. I'd play better.
Hey, I've seen you play five-a-side, Daz. You were quality up front.
I tend to hit. I hit shots from the halfway line to go to the corner flag. So there you go. How accurate do you want?
so basically just the same as him, just the same as Martial. But anyway,
I make more
coming back. Oh well, I'm sure of that. But yeah, Adam, what about you, mate? In terms of what Ollie should do up front tomorrow, what are you reckoning?
He's gone.
All right, well.
Hello back.
Go Adam, go. Sorry, mate.
I said it before, I'm saying it again. I don't care, Daz. I want Ahmad to start.
You want who? Ahmad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a big call. Diallo's big call.
Good shout, but we were talking about the strongest front three. Diallo.
Oh, the strongest front three. Then it's probably Greenwood, Cavani, Rashford.
There you go. That's what we were talking about.
I have an idea how to make Rashford perform again.
Yeah.
If he scores for every match in the season, we'll all donate to free school meals.
I mean, that would make any difference.
Yeah, I'm a bit old for free school meals, to be honest, mate.
I think it was someone on Mitch's stream actually made a joke saying Rashford can feed people, but he can't finish his own dinner or something like that within shots.
Oh, brilliant!
But actually saying that, realistically though, like our options are not as strong as we think. Like when we're fully fit, we think we have good options, but then one injury and then it gets a bit worrying.
And it's fatty boggled.
Yeah, I think that it's a good point. I mean, we were talking at the start of the season about how much squad depth we've got now, but actually there are still positions where we're light. You know, I think especially the top front three, we're definitely light, definitely. So yeah, I think it's a good point. It's a good point, but that's where in the summer,
I have a question.
Maybe bringing in a winger would be a great addition.
I have a question for you two.
Go on.
So I just seen that.
If you have a look at some of the questions,
comments in. Actually, there's not. I've seen Dad's comment, so it seems like Dortmund might not be getting top four. If that doesn't happen, who would you rather sign then, Sancho or Haaland? If we had the chance to sign one, which one are you signing?
They can't do a thing at the minute. Hummels was the one who scored for them, and he still couldn't win. They lost to Frankfurt.
So Daz, you wouldn't bring if Haaland. If there was a chance to bring Haaland in, you wouldn't bring him in.
Haaland's going to cost 150 odd mil. Who wants to pay 150 mil to a guy who has just gone down to third in the bloody goal scoring charts and can't even win half the games. Even when he
let's be
scores,
honest
he
now.
doesn't win half the games. So
The people in the
If
comments have
we-
spoken.
United-
Box says he'd rather
United's
Haaland,
defence-
and Rich would say he'd rather
United's
Haaland as
defence
well.
is worse
I
than
have to back
Dortmund's.
Dazzler up. I have to back
United's
Dazzler up
defence
on
is
this.
worse.
One thing, if we signed Haaland for 150 million, he'd probably be our only signing. And another thing,
I don't want to pay
With,
150 mil for one player. I'd rather get 2 mil players for that.
yeah. Realistically though,
He's crap.
we
now.
need Haaland. Yes, Haaland's good and all, but 150 mil. 150 million, like it's
He's
it's
still
a
young.
bit,
He's still young, to be fair.
Yes.
Kevin,
That would be more than Joe Felix, by the way.
I mean, he looks pretty good, to be fair, Haaland. I'm not going to lie.
Yes.
He looks very, very good.
He wouldn't
yes,
do it.
but I think we're
Even in the
forgetting.
Champions League, to be fair. Even in
I
the
think
Champions
we're
League,
forgetting-
it's pretty decent.
Yeah, but
Yes.
have you seen his agent? The one,
Oh,
the
yeah,
only,
of course, of
the
course.
fat,
That is the one
the
thing.
fat
It's
Italian
Tete.
Mino Raiola.
Then
again, but
But Dortmund will
Is
probably
that
want
really-
more.
think about it now. Dortmund are going to lose. I think Haaland's gone this summer, if I'm going to be honest. I don't
Yeah,
think it's
good.
to United. But
And I'll just
let's say
remind
they
you-
don't finish top four. Then,
I'll just-
would you
I'll
pay
just remind you that
150
he's linked to
million?
Bayern.
Lol.
been linked
to
Imagine
Bayern.
if that happens.
Well, I mean, Rich makes a good
obviously.
point. Is that Haaland is only getting more expensive? Obviously, as the seasons go on, he'll
Well,
just
yeah.
get more expensive. So, is it better to cash in now?
All right,
Go for it
everyone,
now.
I'm just going to say something. Everyone's talking about Haaland and Mbappe, the future of football. Or it's only a once in a lifetime chance you get to sign someone like them. There's strikers and even other forwards right now that no one's talking about that will be up there in the future. That'll be up there with them soon. You know,
I'd have a
So-
go for that.
Yeah.
of course, Mbappe's different gravy,
And he's got, well, he's a lot faster than him.
and he's got a
more
nice trim, so that's a bonus.
build.
That's the
Got to
main
do.
thing. I mean, that's the main thing, really.
What
If
we
he's
do,
got a
we
nice
pay another-
haircut.
We pay an extra. We pay 10
No, but
extra
to be
for
fair, I'm not lying. I actually think Mbappe would cost over 300 million. Oh wait, no, because
Now,
he hasn't signed his new contract yet. So there's a
I
chance. But
mean,
it's
for the ability and
Get him
and
on a
like the
free
kind
then.
of the
all
shirt
right. We'll
sales
offer
he
you
would
90
do.
million plus Marcus Rashford for Mbappe.
what about Messi? Though, because Messi's going to be a free agent.
You think Messi's
Yeah.
going to sign for Man United?
Well, no. but
What are you
it's,
smoking?
I mean,
What are
I'm
you
gonna be honest,
smoking?
well, the thing is,
What-
his
Yeah.
wages would be
How
astronomical.
much would I be?
It'd be
Never been
ridiculous.
had that.
Like, I'm not sure it's worth it, really.
No different to Ronaldo then. Ronaldo's about 900k.
Oh, but your sound's gone.
It's the
Your
sound of
headphones have gone.
silence.
Mbappe at
Oh,
PSG
the
should
sound
be.
of silence.
Oh yeah. Oh, PSG.
And
But the thing is-
stream, it's called The Sound of Silence.
Sound of Silence featuring Daz's football stand.
Ah,
We should be back now. We should be
All
back.
right. But what I was saying is,
I don't know why that happened, but anyway, sorry,
is
carry on.
Is it really? How do I say it? Is it worth it spending 150 mil on one player? Because think about it. Will Haaland win United the league by himself? Haaland is not United's future striker, guys. Let's be honest. We want him to be, but if he came, he'd probably leave after 2 or 3 years. Because Mino Raiola clients never stay devoted to a club. They're not going to stay here for like
I mean, how
5,
long's
6 years.
Pogba been here?
Pogba's only been here because no one wants him.
No, he hasn't been here for about 4
I mean,
years.
I think there'd be some clubs out there that want him, but I do agree that the price tag's the main problem with roller clients is always the price tag because he wants to take a massive fat chunk out of their
What
out of their
I
transfer
believe
fee.
Man United should do this summer. So what I think we should do, get a centre-back like Varane, because apparently Real Madrid are willing to let Varane go for about 60 million. 60 million for... We paid 80 million for the English... That's who's a bad centre-back.
Which centre back?
No, we paid 80 million for a fridge then, I'll just say that. Why can't we pay 60 million for Varane?
I think it'd cost more than 60. I think it would cost more than 60 because
Varane's better than Buddy Maguire.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, but to get Varane, it'd be a brilliant signing. Signing.
Then we should go for CDM. And the guy I want, Zakaria from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Him or Bissouma.
Good luck at him.
Hey, we'll see Bissouma tomorrow.
I'm going to be doing some high-intense scouting.
Exactly, yeah.
Realistically, I have a question for you two. So let's say Dortmund say, fine, you can have Haaland, but we want 100 million, plus they want like Greenwood or something. Would you give up Greenwood?
Yeah.
And 100 million? I'm
not sure I would give up Greenwood.
Yeah, but Greenwood wouldn't probably be worth as much, so... I wouldn't want to pay 100 mil. So if it was 100 mil plus we give him player, fair enough, yeah. So it only ends up paying 100 mil.
Yeah.
It's all about the money these days.
Yeah, but going on to the...
Correct.
But they wouldn't ask for Greenwood. They'd ask for probably Cavani or something, but Cavani would be a free agent, so...
Now Cavani...
It'd be Rashford, Martial or one, something like that.
Rich is saying Martial and 100 million. What do you reckon to that?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we'll drive Martial to the airport ourselves. I have a bike, is that okay?
Yeah, love that. You'll love that.
They could have British Sambalonger for free. I'm driving straight to the
Hey, don't knock a Sambalonger. He's quality. Don't knock British Sambalonger.
God, have you watched the play?
Nah. Do you know, did any of you hear that story that apparently Mino Raiola and his agent met with Manu about Haaland? There's something I don't get. Apparently, Barca are in for him, but aren't Barca meant to be in loads of debt or something?
Hey, they can find the money, trust me. They will find the money.
Yeah.
They are Barcelona. They will find the money.
How long will it take you to cycle? How long does it take to get from Huddersfield to Manchester, actually?
Actually, fair, if you live in Huddersfield, it's not too far away. It's actually not too far. I reckon if you were a professional cyclist, you do it in about, 2 hours?
Well, the thing is, why would you want to cycle to the airport when you can just get a train from Huddersfield to Manchester Airport?
Could do that.
Because whenever I go on holiday on the train, which is not very often, we get the Middlesbrough to Manchester Airport route.
Yeah.
Which takes us into Piccadilly.
One player that I think I wouldn't say that I feel I would. Please, I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing Baye start tomorrow. Haaland is nailed on this summer.
Well, yeah, I thought this comment would be coming.
Well,
I don't think Haaland's coming to us, mate.
I'm not sure. What are you trying to say, Rich?
He's nailed on for somewhere else.
He's literally sat next to you, so you might as well just say it to him.
Well, he's not anymore. He's actually gone somewhere else in the house, but he's not next to me. But I don't know where he is. Not in this house, trust me. Not in this house. Not McDonald's, close enough. But I won't give away where I live. Rich says, I'm not sure Adam is a professional cyclist. Adam, you want to respond to that, mate? You want to respond to that claim?
Well, it looks like you're only allowed to have the camera on if you have a beard. I can't get this stupid OBS camera on for some reason.
Reason he's not a professional cyclist is because his bicycle's too tired.
They keep coming. They just keep coming. By the way, I have kind of Well, the thing is people say I'm kind of growing out the beard. The thing is I don't.
Kieran can
kind
never
of.
grow out the beard. The beard comes back.
Thing is, well, this is the thing is that it's got a life of its own. Really, it's not exactly. I mean, Daryl's got a beautiful beard there, but I can't get it. I just can't get it like actually like pronounced enough. If you know what I mean, I can't really get it.
I need to try and
properly.
get like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Adam. Oh,
yeah.
Adam, mate. I don't know what's happened. We're probably going to wrap up anyway very soon.
I must ask you a question.
Very good.
I must ask you a
Box
question.
says
2 for 1 there.
Box says Haaland to Barca meet up was a PR move which suited all parties. Turns it into an even bigger bidding war. Plus, Rola is close to a new Barcelona president, Laporte. Laporte wants positive media for Barca fans. I guess that would be a decent PR move, to be fair.
There was
who knows? I honestly don't know how Haaland's going to go this summer.
There
definitely was.
The Scousers, the Zoil Club, Barca, Madrid, there's PSG who would probably look at them as well, and also Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the transfer saga of the summer.
Chelsea mostly.
Exactly. That's what everyone's going to be glued to that really. Which I mean, I'll just be happy the fact that I can sit there and not have it be United at the centre of a transfer scandal. You know what I mean? And Brendan, Sean, thank you for joining. Brendan says Kieran is clearly hiding something underneath that blanket. I hope it's a body. I'm sure he wouldn't allow for his room to be a mess. I wouldn't, mate. Trust me. I'm not. Under there it's all clean. Trust me. I would never have a dirty room. I'd never have a dirty room. Boxer, I think Madrid or Man City is Haaland's most likely destination. If that's the case, hope he goes to Madrid. Oh, 100%. But I wouldn't be surprised if he goes City. His dad played for Man City. His dad played for Man City as well, so who knows? And Owen says, I think Haaland's dad played for Man City, and I think Roy Keane might have broken his leg at one point. But yeah, Owen says here, I reckon we'll beat we'll beat against Brighton. He said, I reckon we'll get beat against Brighton. To be honest, we'll take no satisfaction in being right, but that's my prediction.
I think like a bit of positivity.
Exactly. But also, Kieran, can you pay tribute to Claude? Yeah. Listen, Claude obviously passed away, and it was sad for the whole footballing community. Well, exactly. Yeah, it was a massive loss. But yeah, obviously RIP to Claude. It's sad. Obviously, even as a rival fan, we always kind of joked about watching AFTV and chill and all that sort of stuff. But to be fair, he was a great guy to watch on there and a great footballing personality. So yeah, he will be missed. He'll be missed 100%. So yeah. All right, we'll get Adam back in. As I said, we are going to wrap it up very, very soon. But as I
Had
said,
some
RIP
technical
Claude.
difficulties.
No worries. Yeah, so Connor is saying his dad had his career ended at City. Yeah, obviously by Roy Keane, that was. Go on.
Why don't we get Roy Keane to negotiate with his dad about Haaland?
Yeah, but I mean, he definitely wouldn't choose United if that's the case.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, the last question I want to ask both of you guys. I know you said it in the live chat, but I'll just.
If Bayern are going for someone, normally they tend to get him.
That's true. That is true, especially if they're in the Bundesliga. I'll come to you first, Daz. What is your score prediction for tomorrow?
I don't think it'll be a particularly easy game. So we always tend to struggle against teams in the bottom half. But against Brighton at home, we're normally impeccable against them. So we don't really tend to lose. However, we said that against Sheffield United before. So yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen in the next couple of games. I think we'll beat them, but I think if we beat them, it'll be another 1-goal win, and hopefully it won't be in a 101st minute penalty again. So
that's true. Yeah.
I think it'll be tied. I think there'll only be 1 goal in it. It'll be 2-1. Harry Maguire volley.
I love that prediction. Obviously, did one for England. Why not? Why not follow it up? Why not follow it up at the Theatre of Dreams? But yeah, Adam,
There you go.
I'll come to you, Adam, on this one. You've got the final say. What's your score prediction, mate?
3-0, Amad Diallo hat-trick.
Tell you what, mate, if that comes in, I'll...
I'm
don't know
going
what I'd do.
2-1. I'm going 2-1 Rashford and Fernandes, and I think someone will score for them. I don't really know. Just as long as we get a win, I'll be happy.
Leonardo Trossard.
Oh yeah, totally. Totally. It's
Trossard. Yeah, whatever.
the 3 points is all that matters. 3 points is all that matters at this point in the season. But anyway, I will be ending it there. But thanks to everyone who has tuned in. Really do appreciate it. Thanks to Dazza and Adam for coming on. Make sure to check out Dazza's Football Stand as well. Adam Talk Sport and also Rich Sports and Red Devil Studio as well. All the channels that have been in the live stream tonight. Make sure if you're watching as a video and if you've got this far, first of all, thank you very much. But if you have got this far, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, your predictions or anything you want to say at all. And I'll be interacting with you guys because I love interacting with you guys in the comment section down below. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next